And we are live.
So welcome everybody to this Division 1 stream for once. Thanks to Mac. We are live from Rio for round 9 of the FRL World Championship. Joining me in the commentary booth is MJ.
Hello everyone. Today we're gonna see Rio ninth round of this season, and we are about to see qualifying for this race, Division One. Practice has shown that Mark Antonio is the fastest with a 1:35.3 flat, but will anyone be able to do that in the qualifying itself? We are yet to see.
Now we're gonna be going to qualifying
And
and it's
it's
raining.
raining.
So the drivers are gonna be now going on the track with intermediate tires, looks like.
Rain level 32% on track. So everyone's gonna be on inters. There's no room for softs or wets here.
Yeah, looks like the percentage to switch between intermediates and slicks is around 26%. So it's very close. We see if the rain is gonna decrease for a few percentages here, but we think about the attendance. We only have 13 drivers, I think, so quite low
Yep.
today.
And some of them being reserved as well.
Yeah, we have men fitting, reserving, and also I think we have Sebastian. Yes, Sebastian also is reserving for Ferran, as Bacons couldn't join today.
Division 2 drivers here have an advantage having driven on inters earlier on, so we have to look for them later in this qualifying session. So everyone right now is on their outlap. Everyone's trying to race as well, trying to get the clean, clean air out in front, so no one's gonna distract them. And we're about to see the first few laps in a couple of seconds.
See, we have a bit of a traffic in sector 3. Everyone is trying to get a lap as quick as possible, so you're gonna see if we're gonna have some traffic situation later in the lap. And looks like everyone is trying to evenly space between each other.
Andy is
Now
the
the laps
first
are
of the
starting.
drivers. Andy first to do a run, perfect turn one as well. Let's see who else. Everyone seems to have a very clean turn one, apart from man 15. He has
And Astro.
reset. Yep. So did Astro.
So we're gonna see the sector 1 times with the colors. Who is gonna be the fastest with the purple sector 1? We are waiting as Andy. Of course, he's the first one to cross his purple. We're gonna see if someone can beat his time
It
in
seems
the
Andy's
first sector.
Carson
Carson is gonna be going
purple.
purple. Let's see if someone can beat. And looks like everyone is crossed. So Carson is gonna be purple in the first sector. You see now going to the second sector.
Andy
And it's
coming to
gonna be
the end.
again
Yep.
first one. So of course he goes purple. We're gonna see if someone can be faster than any also in the second sector.
Seems like
Let's
Andy
follow
still
Carson
is purple.
now.
Yep. Andy
Carson is
still is
green.
purple.
Yeah, only Mark is left and he goes green. So now Andy is one purple, Carson is one purple. So the last sector is gonna decide it.
Crucial
Gonna see
final
Carson
sector.
was wide. Gonna see if he can carry the momentum and still do a quick time here. Now Andy
Ooh, a
has
bit wide.
only final corners there.
Carson was a bit wide in the hairpin, a bit wider than Andy did, but Andy slightly wide as well onto the final double right-hander
Yeah,
into the flat
final
chicane then.
chicane.
First lap time
And
of this qualifying session is 44.04. Sebastian Cato
Sebastian
goes
Cato
into
goes
pole.
against Carson. Will he be able to challenge for pole position? No, it
Oh,
goes
Carson
P6.
makes a mistake. Uh, Mark
Mark
Antonelli,
Anthony goes pole.
4 tenths up. Great lap from Mark Antonelli. First man into the 43s, but it seems Andy is very confident about his lap time. Now the next group of cars doing the laps, Man Pifting and Astro. What will they do? We've got 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. As Man Pifting, oh, they're gonna be right in the traffic. Astro is gonna be blocked by Mark and
Hassan is
Dust.
purple. He's doing a second attempt on these old intermediate tires. Let's see if he can improve here. He's certainly doing so right now. Now he's going through the tricky double right corner here. Closing the second sector. Let's see if he's gonna improve.
Slightly wide
Yes,
there,
he's gonna improve.
but green middle sector. Will it be enough? He
Oh,
goes a
kind of
bit
wide.
wide on the hairpin. Seems like an alright run so
Someone
far.
joined. I think that was Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf is reserving, it seems.
Now Kassen going through the airpin. Still doing a clean lap. Let's see if he can improve, maybe challenge for pole position. We can see now around the final airpin here, only the last chicane is
Seems like an
left
alright
for
lap.
him.
Seems like an alright lap. Will it be pole though? As we're about to see, he
No,
goes
goes
fourth
before.
fastest, tied with
Same
Andy.
time as Andy. Yeah.
Flat goes third fastest. Great lap there. As we're still looking who's doing the lap times. I think Zero is on a never mind, he's on an out lap. 32% rain. I uh will anyone be bold enough to do a slick tire run?
I think Zlix might be a little faster here. I think someone can try to risk for them. We're gonna see if someone is gonna do so.
Someone like
For now, everyone is gonna stay on inters.
Seba, Dust, or Sack, they can try it. They don't have anything to lose anyway. Doing the slicks, but oh, Sack makes a mistake. So we're looking at Sebastian Cateau into the first corner of the hairpin. Really good run through there. So is Andy. Andy really wide at the chicane. Seba goes purple in the middle sector. We're about to see a good lap, it seems. Can he keep it clean? No, a bit wide uh, into the fast chicane. Can he keep it running on the hairpin? Uh, Seems like an alright run through the hairpin. He gets Astro right ahead of him as traffic, but it seems that's not gonna bother him a little bit. And he finishes his lap. It's not an improvement. Sebastian Cato improved, but not enough to take pole. He's now 2/10 from pole. Yoto does not improve. Here comes Seva to the fast chicane we go. Will he get pole? He only
No,
goes eighth fastest.
yeah, looks like the third sector is very tricky for road drivers. We saw a lot of tries getting screwed there, as we saw a lot
Yep,
of purple in the first, second sector. But yeah, looks like the third sector decides the time here. So
it
we're gonna
seems
see someone. Yeah,
r- right now we're gonna look at the final flying laps. Out laps. It seems that Mark's lap is still unbeatable. Will someone do a late lap and get the pole time? 43.8.
Aster's purple in the first sector. He's
Astro has
all the way to P17, not yet to set a valid lap time in this qualifying. Let's see if he's gonna do a one-shot pole. Gonna fall now onto the second sector. Still
purple
purple. This is a
again.
very good time. He's on intermediates, so
Doesn't
just
really
checking.
doesn't really turn that well into the hairpin, but I think he should be alright for now as long as he doesn't make a mistake. Oh, that
Very
was very
clean.
close. Very close. Very
Now
close to
through
the
the
corner cut
hairpin.
into the hairpin. Ooh, that was
Early entry, he has to be a bit slow. I think he has messed up his chances as Marcos is improving in both first and second sector. You see now Astro going through the final hairpin, breaking while cornering, very tricky to get it right, and he does so. Now on to the last chicane. Let's see if he can challenge Mark now for pole position, going to the grid, to the line.
He
He
goes pole.
does go pole. Yeah,
43.4. What a lap from Astro, but we have to look at Mark Antonelli. He's right on the hairpin, at the exit of the hairpin. He is improving. But Astro, what a lap that was.
flat P3.
That goes P3. Andy is still P7, but he's improving in the first sector. Lat's done with his qualifying session, so that's P3 at best for him. But here we go. Can Mark get pole on this lap? He
No,
doesn't. Astro is still on pole by a tenth of a second. Mark Antonio is also done. Astro is also done. Looking at the drivers who are doing the laps, Seva, Karsten, Yoto, they're all improving. Andy seems to not have a good middle sector. So we're looking at Sack goes 7th fastest. Final few laps, no one's really improving.
yeah.
Everyone's not doing really good middle sectors, it seems. Let's look at the championship leader and highly likely the champion, Andy, on the final final chicane. Will he get a will he improve in his time? Doesn't seem like a pole lap. He goes 6th fastest. That's not bad of an effort at all, but his two rivals, Astro and Slat, are first and third, so that's definitely something should be worried about.
Yeah, now Carson is going to the line. He had to pass Seva on his time, so I think he messed up a bit yet there. He improves by 4 thousandths of a second, not enough to improve his position. Now Sebastian Gato is still on a lap. He's all improving the second sector. Let's see if he can
Yo,
challenge for maybe a second row, maybe even
Yoto,
first row now to the line. No, he's gonna slow down.
man
And man
fitting,
fitting to the line.
he's not
He's in
improving it
P7
seems.
now. He's not gonna.
Yep, there it is. Astroblocks gets pole by 1/10 of a second over Mark Antonio. Great, great run it seems.
And now he's going to the grid.
32% rain so far.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna stay there for now.
Interweather still.
Yeah, everyone is gonna go to the Inters.
We saw earlier in Division 2 that the weather can be a bit of a twist. Uh,
Yeah.
will we see this kind of twist as well in Division 1? Maybe, just maybe, a surprise winner can uh, can come out of this.
Now the candle is coming down only 5 seconds, and the lights are gonna be turning on, and everyone is ready to go racing in Rio. Now the lights are on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. We are ready to go underway under ready conditions, and
And
we are
we are on the
now.
way.
Clean start by everybody. Asta is gonna keep the lead coming into turn 1. Let's see if someone gonna challenge on the exit. And not for now. That's going a bit wide there. Let's see if Carsten is gonna pass. No, Sebastian is gonna pass both of them, and Sas is up to P3.
Astro
As
still
now,
holds on to the lead.
yeah, Andy went a bit wide there. He has lost a bit of time, but he's still there. Carsten now trying to pass both Ferran cars here. He's gonna have an inside line, losing a bit of time on that. Yes, he touches the wall. So Castle is going to be down to P5 and under attack of both Andy and Insane Sack behind. But Sack is going to keep the position momentarily.
So Astro
And now
still holds on so far into the middle sector.
Menfitting went very wide behind, but he has lost a lot of time. He's going to be now going past Seva and up to P8, I think. Yes, they're still battling. Menfitting is very wide there, but
Sack
he's
seems
going
to
to
be in
stay
a
there with
very
Seva.
good first lap.
Yeah, also Andy's trying to recover some positions after his qualifying, but looks like he's gonna stay in P7 for now.
He gets
He's not gonna.
past Karsten.
Who is
Three-way
wide
fight.
though?
three-way fight here for P5, and I think Carson's gonna get out of that ahead. But into the hairpin, tricky corner to nail even in the stick conditions. Seems like no one's made a mistake so far. Slat gets ahead of his reserve teammate Sebastian Cato for P3, but Astro holds on to the lead. Mark goes a little bit wider just to take the apex of that second
Mark è
right-hander,
connected.
but he made a mistake, and Slat goes into second place.
Now Astro is running away. He needs to run away for the championship. Crucial points gaining on Andy right now, but he goes into the wall of turn one. Now everyone behind is gonna have a chance. Maybe into turn three. Let's see. No, looks like he's gonna stay in P1 for now, but he has lost half a second for that mistake. As we have a very close battle behind. We have 5 drivers for P2, very close to each other. Looks like Slat is gonna be in that position coming off turn 5, but Mark and Sebastian are very close behind. Also, Carson is still there, and Sisaki has gone past Andy.
And I believe Seva has disconnected. He's frozen in turn 1. So that might be our first DNF of this race. Pretty gutting for Seva.
Yeah, very fortunate for him, of course. As Carson has gone wide, he's going to be now in the last one of this group 4P2. As Aston is keeping a margin on Mark behind and not letting him have any opportunity of passing for the lead of the race for now. As
Seems,
Wolf is very far down the road, 12 seconds.
and
And
there
Save
it
is
is,
out.
Seva's out. Astro seems to be gapping away now with this P2 fight. Slat is up the second, Indonesian one too. They're in the early stages of this race. Sebastian is trying to hold off
Oh, Mark,
Andy.
massive mistake on the hairpin. He's going to be
Yep,
passed by Man Fitting and down to P8.
the front row man is not having a good second lap here, down to P8, and he's fighting man 15. So Astro is going to the fast chicane to lead lap 2 here. Fast
And
lap
he's taking the
Andy,
first lap.
43.6.
Yeah, everyone is lapping very closely to each other at the moment. Astrid is still keeping a half a second gap on P2. So this is good for him, of course. As they're still battling very closely to each other. Looks like Carson is losing a bit of ground on this group, but he's still there, only 8 cents behind Zach. As Sebastian Gatot, corner cuts there. Let's see, Carson is going past now. So Carson is up to P6 and Sebastian down to P7.
And
As
Mark's
Astrid is running away.
yep, Astro is running away over a second now. Slat versus Andy at the background, right behind him. Uh, the front row driver Mark is falling down to ninth. Now 5 seconds back. Not a good first stint for him. But Astro's still trying to run away from Andy and Slat. But these two having a monumental fight right behind him.
Yeah, Sebastian losing a lot of ground right now. Is now under attack of man fitting for P6 as Insensa corner cuts off that corner. So Castin is we're gonna have a look on the hairpin. He's gonna try to pull an overtake. He's doing a switch back on the exit and looks like he has pulled a nice move. As looks like Mark is struggling a bit with the lag with the spray as
Yep,
he's
spray
complaining in the chat.
really, yep, really a big thing as well, the spray. For mobile players, it's much harder with the lag. So now into lap 4, Astro 6 tenths ahead of Slat and Andy, and it seems that he's
Oh,
starting to
that is
slow
why.
down.
Yeah,
He's starting
not
to
a
slow
great
down.
first corner for him. And now Sadat and Andy are closing and closing on them.
Andy
And
goes a
also
bit
Gaston
wide,
and Sasak are still there and gaining. And Zero is battling now with Menfiti and Sebastian, trying to get P6. They are very close to each other. We have a three-way coming off turn 7 here. Let's see who's gonna be ahead of this group. It's like it's Zero going deep. Let's see on the switchback, Menfiti is gonna lose a bit of speed there, and he does so as Zero has taken P6.
and so far Astro is just really holding his ground here in the middle sector, but in the third and the first sector, it seems Slat and Andy are just that bit quicker. Oh, Slat goes wide. And Andy's gonna fight him back there, but I think Slat's gonna hold on to it. But that was a bit wide for Slat, and that really helped Andy a little bit there. And into the hairpin, I've seen Slat go a bit very aggressive into the hairpin compared to the other drivers, and it seems to be working just fine for him. Now 6 tenths, we're on the part of the track where slipstream really helps here. Slat's now pulling the gap down to 5 tenths, now 6 tenths again out of that corner. 4 tenths of a second now. Can Astro hold on to his against Slat and Andy? It's three-way then into turn one. Who's gonna be leading? Astro still is. That was very
Nice move by
close.
Andy.
Andy up to second place. They're gapping away from Karsten and Insane Sack. And insane racing here. Astro still leads then. Andy goes a bit wide again, and Slat is maybe gonna take over P2. Yep, he is. So Astro is gonna hold on just a little bit, but Slat and Andy are really fighting over that second place. Title rivals at the fighting here.
And Sasaki is going past Carsten for P4, and they're losing a bit of ground on this leading group. You're gonna see if they're gonna stay in the season range. For now, they're barely in, only 1.4 seconds. And also, Zero is catching to them, so we might have a five-way battle for P4, but the battle for the lead is still raging between Slat and Astro. Astro looks like he has a bit of the better pace right now between these three drivers, but they're gaining on the slipstream on the main straight, so it's gonna be difficult to hold on to the position. But now he is increasing his gap to maybe even 1 second of this corner. Let's see if he's gonna do so. No, he's going down to 8 tenths of a second. And now with the slipstream, he's gonna gain a bit. That is going very deep into the hairpin. Let's see
Slat's,
if it's gonna work out.
Slat breaks really aggressively into that hairpin, I've noticed, compared to Astro and Andy. It seems to be working out, but that time around he went very wide, so it seems he's just a bit slower than Astro on that hairpin. And Wolf also has DNF early, wasn't noticed before, but DNF for Wolf, so everyone's gonna get points here in D1 just if they finish.
Yeah. Now, Zero was catching to Carson. He was as close as 1 second earlier in this lap, but now he's up to 1.5. As also Fro is trying to make up some places now on the rear of Memphis and trying to take P8. As this is still a very close battle as Andy and Slat are battling for P2 once again. It's like Andy's gonna have the slipstream coming onto this fast left-hand corner. And it's like Slat is gonna keep the position for now. And they both are clean, so the position is gonna stay as they are. As Carsten is going back up to P4, passing Insane Sack, but he's gonna be losing the slipstream on Andy. Oh, Andy
Oh,
stuck
Andy,
once
not
again. Problems
again.
for the championship leader. Let's see if he is gonna
It
bounce
seems
back
it's
or
another.
if he's out.
He's out.
Andy is out of
Andy
this
is
race.
out. And that's another big points gap to gain for. Oh, Saka's corner cut it. Carson now takes third, zero denial, and up into fourth, and that fight for P4 and P6 has now become a fight for the podium. And the Indonesians in 1-2 looks like they're gonna be running away with this one. So with Andy DNFing, that's 3 points for Slad and Astro.
You know, Zero is stuck in Carson for the last podium position as Andy, of course, is out of this race, so everyone goes up one position. Now coming to one, also Sensaki is trying to attack Zero denial here. Carson is wide. Let's see if he's gonna stay on the track. Yes, but he's gonna lose the position on Zero. And they're also losing a ton of ground on Slat. 3.4 seconds is the gap.
According to my calculations, if this race were to finish in this order, Astro will be leading by 1 point. So that's a massive championship implications here. 28 points
Yeah, this
for
is
Astro and 27
yeah,
point
this is
gap.
the third DNF for Andy due to connection issues. So very unlucky for him. And
Yeah,
also he's gonna have to miss a couple of races. So I think his championship is officially over after this race. So very fortunate for him. We're gonna see if he can bounce back maybe in the last couple of rounds. We only have Nagoya, New Jersey, and Kili left. So if he's gonna miss one race and if Astro wins it, it's gonna be very difficult for him. But the COVID is not over until the math decides it. So we're gonna find out as Zero is gaining on stat. Ability is 2.7 now, 2.5 coming off at the corner and coming onto the hairpin. So he's gaining on Zlat. Zlat is struggling with the intermediates as Astro corner cut it, I think.
No,
Yes,
I
lost
think it was
some
Slat.
tenths.
Astro went a bit wide, yeah.
Yes, lost a bit of ground, but not much.
This battle for
As
P3 is still raging between Zero, Karsten, and Sack. This one was a fight for P6 earlier and P4. Now they're fighting for the podium and maybe, just maybe, catching up to Slat and Astro. Who knows, but right now Astro still leads by 8 tenths, 4 seconds now to Zero.
they're battling at Zero corner cutting on the last chicane. As the percentage has gone down to 24%. So we're gonna see if it's gonna try to go to the slick tires. As Lati is gaining on Astro, 8 tenths of a second was for a moment the gap for the lead, but he's still losing a bit of ground now. As Carson is now leading the chasing group made of him, Insinsaka, and Zero.
The Rewind fight still for P3. Karsten's holding on against Sack and Zero to go into the second sector. They're just barely gaining on Slat, but they keep on losing it because they're fighting over that third spot. So yeah, I think Slat might just be safe for now. They're 2.7 seconds behind Slat, and I don't think that the slip's gonna be long enough to be for them to catch up.
Different lines once again on the app between Slat and Astro. The gap is staying there at 1 second. I'm gonna see now Carson is still leading in P3 from this group. And Insinsaka and Zero they are side by side going on to the last hairpin. Let's see who's gonna be ahead. It's like Zero as the better race and also is gonna try to challenge Carson free wide for a
Rewind
slight
into the
moment
flash
on the
chicane.
chicane. It's like Insinsaka is
And
gonna be slightly ahead of Zero and Carson at the back of this group now onto turn 1. We have the better line. Carson
oh,
is
and
slightly wide. Zero massive
Zero.
corner cut for Zero. Let's
Zero has corner
see.
cuts. That's gonna
Is he
put
gonna
him.
stay in the slipstream?
It's gonna put him under pressure, I believe, from Seb. But never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has lost the slipstream on Carson for a brief moment as Carson has gone wider. So let's see if Zero can bounce back from this mistake. As Zlat is catching
that is
Astro.
closing. That is
Yeah,
closing about five
half second.
tenths. But it's in this part of the lap where you can't really follow that much and you slow down a little bit. So if he manages to keep this up into the third sector, then he might just be able to get the pass done. 7 tenths into the end of the second sector. Now into the final sector where it's more of a slip-based sector than the other two sectors. So will we see an
Astro
overtake
is
here?
wide.
Yep, Astro goes wide slightly.
Yeah, we have 3 massive straights on
That
this
is
sector,
so
so
aggressive.
crucial between the system. Yeah,
That is
Carson
so
and
aggressive.
Insinsaka battling.
I think they've dropped off Zero just slightly as Seb is right behind Zero as well. So Astro leads that. Slat is getting so much closer than before here. 4 tenths of a second. This might be a pass for the lead. Who knows? And I believe the track
Yeah,
percentage is
the rain is
24%.
24.
Borderline inters and wets here. Slat is 3 tenths. He's getting closer. He's
Oh,
getting
Carson
closer.
Konekat's Mark is in.
Mark,
Let's see if
that's a
Mark is
very
gonna be the
bold
first
move.
one to Arts. Let's see.
Is he going to
Ooh,
hards?
very lucky there with the
Yeah,
P2. And it indeed goes to Arts. So we're gonna follow its progression now. as Carson connected in turn 1, so he's lost the position on inside sack. So
To be
let's
fair,
monitor the gap of Mark.
if Mark
Off
finishes
the
with a
pits.
if Mark finishes with a mistake, to be
Oh,
fair, that's 2 points still, so not
Satanastro
that
fitness
bad.
per second is the gap. Let's see between these drivers. Well, what for the championship? Mark is 31.5 seconds behind Astor. Let's see if he's gonna gain some time on these tires.
It seems to be slowly falling back, so we will see as the lap progresses. Yep, he's falling back just a little bit, so it might just be.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's very
Astro!
close. Oh,
Astro
Astor
has
gonna cut.
corner cuts. Astro
And
has corner
Tires
cut.
is gonna lead.
Oh, and
Yeah, Mark is definitely gaining.
Mark is gaining. This could be a massive
Yeah, it's
gain here.
close.
I believe it's
If he,
borderline. It's equal, yeah. No, never mind. Mark is getting quicker.
yeah,
He
he's
is.
gaining a ton of time. 31. Yeah,
He keeps on gaining and losing time. So
I would
this
say
is
as soon as these inter tires start to die, everyone should be going to the slicks, unless of course the rain picks up. Let's look at the tires.
according
The
to,
our tires can do 16 laps without having some grip issues. So
I
we
believe,
might see some pits from the next lap. As Asu is trying to get back the lead from Slat Ice. They're still batting onto turn 4 here. So Asu
according,
is slightly behind, only 1/10.
according to Mark, these stars are not good. So he might just be struggling here. He hasn't really gained the monumental amount of time to. So it's borderline slicks, borderline inters. It seems.
19. The rain is at 19 thanks to
Rain is at
Yoto
19.
who is giving us the percentage. So it's surely slicks.
Yep, surely
But of
it's
course,
slicks now.
it's gonna be tough to go to the end of the race. As we have a freeway battle for the podium once again between Carsten, Instant second, Zero. Looks like they both did a mistake. Also, Sebastian is catching to this group. Let's see what he can do
Looks
in
like
the race.
a four-way fight now for the podium. If Sebastian gets there, but Zero now holds P3. And Mark is gaining now 30.9 seconds. Not that much, to be fair, but he is gaining time over the front runners. Will any one of the front runners pit? Because it seems like it should be around the perfect time to pit, but as Reggie said, 16 laps on the hards before grip issues follow, and we're just barely off that window yet. So maybe around 2 or 3 laps.
Carson says his tires are done for this stint. Let's see if he's gonna dive into the pits and be the first front runner to go to the slicks. No, it's gonna keep going on. And since like no one is trying to go into the pits for now. Now lap 12
And
out of 21.
man
Yes, man fitting
15,
is in.
man 15 is
Plus
in.
one. I'll try it. Let's
Dust
see if he's gonna
stays
go
out.
to the ups.
Yoto
Yes,
as
he
well is
does.
in. Yoto as well is in.
Yeah, crucial to follow now. Man fitting is the highest runner who is going to the slick tires now, going out of the pits.
Mark
Let's
might
see
just
who is
be
very
there.
close to Mark.
That was
Looks like he's
very
gonna
close.
be ahead.
Will this be a genius strategy at work, or will it be a struggle for these guys?
I
Man
think
15,
Mark is gonna struggle surely.
yeah, he's
Maybe
gonna
man fitting has
struggle.
a chance here. Let's see. 29.7 seconds now, 29 and a half now.
Yep, they're gaining really quickly here, but I don't think.
That's like
Yep, they're
half a
losing
second
again.
faster per lap, I would say.
Yes,
Also, you need to account for the wear of the inters. So probably new inters are faster than the slicks.
yeah, it
But
seems like that could be the case. But it's 19%, so it's borderline sticks and inter still.
yeah,
And
and the rain could pick up. So it's very
yep,
risky to go to the slicks tires. But now Mark has gone past man fitting, and now the gap is 29.3 seconds.
green middle sector though for Mark, so that a sign here, maybe an improvement in the weather. He is gaining a lot now, 29.0 now.
Yeah, I think unless we see a fastest lap from Mark, the slicks are still slower than new inters. Let's see if someone is gonna go to the pits of the front runners. No, Sebastian is in.
Come on. Sebastian Coto in this lap
Crucial
then.
for him also Frozen.
They're
So
taking
let's
a bit
look
of a
at
gamble.
the mediums. The mediums can do 10 laps. So let's see. I think it's too late for the mediums.
I believe, yeah, Seb and Fro go to hard tires, and I think Dust as well is going to the hard tires. So
Yeah.
everyone's convinced that it's slick time now.
Let's see. Mark is gonna be behind Seb and ahead of Fro. And now Seb is 26.4 seconds, 26.5 coming into turn 3. And now back to 0.4. Let's see how much it's gonna gain
Yep, they're
on this lap.
gaining. They're gaining quite a lot now, but I don't think they're far enough that sorry, they're close enough to really get the lead and such. But they're gonna be closing in on these guys in front.
You know, Sebastian
25.9,
29.5. Yeah, it
really
might be
fast.
challenging zero surely, as the pit time is around 20 seconds. But of course, it's gonna have older tires and rain could pick up, so it's a very tough call for any of these drivers right now. As Astro and Zlata still batting for P1. We are kind of ignoring them, but they're still raging for that
Yep,
spot. As Zlata
they're
is
not
basically
stopping.
trying to keep Andy in the front, in the leading position of the championship. As if he stays ahead, Astro is gonna be still in P2. We'll see now onto the. Let's see if someone is gonna try to dive into the pits of these front runners. No, it's like let's see if Insensaka Zero or Carson, any of these
Oh,
drivers
Mark,
gonna be going in. No,
no one's coming in, so this could be Sebastian getting to P3. He's now well ahead of Sack and Zero once they pit. A reminder that the pit stops around 20 seconds here. Relatively fast pit stops here. So Seb needs 4 more seconds just to get to Astro. Astro's taken the lead actually, and that's gonna put him back to the championship lead if he stays there. But it seems like Stat's not gonna give up just yet.
it looks like the
Bro,
intermediate runners are struggling a lot
bro,
right now.
bro, tried to get past Mark, and ooh, into the wall he goes. But that was a good attempt from Mark. Sorry, from Bro to get past Mark. That's net P2. Oh, sorry, that's second in that train of cars that have already pitted for hard tires, and that's starting to fall away. I think that's because of the Inters. Yeah, Inters struggling a lot.
And now Cassin is trying to go past Insane Sack for P4, but it's gonna stay behind for now. As that is losing a ton of ground on Astros. Looks like he's struggling once again on intermediates. Let's see if he's gonna choose to go into the pits. Now going through the airpin here, wide line to go in as
Uh, are the
they're
top
both
two
gonna stay on
pitting?
track.
Nope, they're gonna stay out. Which of these
Let's
guys are pit? I mean,
see.
Sakis,
Cassin is
Saka,
in and Insane Sakarin.
Sakan and Carson are in. Zero might have just made a bit of a strategy blunder here.
Carson goes to the hard tires. Insane goes to the intermediate. He's gonna stay on these tires. Different call by Insane Sack. Let's see if he's gonna be right here, if he has done the right call. But Sebastian Gato is gonna be way ahead
Nope.
of these
Yep,
drivers. Let's see Mark and Fro. They're gonna be behind Carson. Or maybe not. Let's
just
see with the
barely there.
momentum.
It's a
Yeah, it's
four-way
very
fight
close.
here.
I think Zero might want to respond here. Also, would keep an eye on Insane Sack here.
Yep, Insane Sack.
24.7.
Insane Sack might have just gotten the call right. We don't know yet, but it seems like it's working so far.
Yeah.
24.5. Yep,
Oh,
it's
yeah, he's
wow.
gaining. Yeah,
It
I think
might
that's the
just
right
be.
call, but he's gonna struggle later in the race, I think. Unless, of course, the rain picks up.
If everyone has to pit again on those inters, then he might have a good advantage. That is a really genius strategy from Insane Sack. He's gaining on Seb here. So it seems like new inters is quicker than Slicks here.
Yeah, but he's gonna have, I
23.1.
think, more wear than the R tires. So
What a big brain
maybe it's
move
gonna be
from
better
Sack.
later in the race. So yeah, it's a tough call, I would say. For now, it looks like it's working.
Yep, it looks like it's gone the way of Sack this time around. Uh, he
Yeah,
is now
if the rain.
1.4 seconds behind Seb. He is gaining all the time. It looks like dirty air isn't even affecting him yet, but he is very much gaining. And Slat and Astro still stay out. And I believe
Yeah,
if these guys go to the Inters, they're surely gonna win. But Sebastian
Sebastian
and
is
Slat,
whittling the lead right now.
yep, he's net
If Astra and
P1.
Slat beat, he's gonna be in the lead.
Net P1 now for Seb and Insane Sack. So let's see. Seb, ooh, that was so close to a corner cut as well from Sebastian Cato. So these guys are net P1 now. If they both if Astro and Stat both come out, they will be coming out just ahead of Karsten. Zero is most he's gonna fall down to P9. That might have been a massive strategy blunder, but here we go. Insane Sack versus Sebastian Cato. Different tires here, but
Oh, the rain has gone down to 13%.
Rain has gone
So
down
this
to
is bad for
13.
Insane Sack. This is very bad for Insane Sack. It's gone past Sebastian, so Vito in the lead, but the rain is going down. So this might be good for the hard runners. I think the one in the best situation, if the rain goes even lighter, is Carlsen because he has fresher tires than Sebastian ahead, and he is virtually in the lead. I mean, not in the lead, but behind. I think no, he's ahead of Astro if Astro pits right now because he's 20.5 seconds.
Yep, and Snat seems to have fallen away, but we're looking at them. Are they gonna pit again, or are they gonna stay on a zero stop? I don't think it's gonna be viable to do a zero stop, but
Yeah,
they seem
they're
to
staying
be
out.
extending their stint very, very long, and I think zero is coming in.
Let's see if Zero's
Never
gonna
mind.
know it's
Yep,
gonna stay out.
zero is staying out, but look at the time gain these guys have. Sacked is 16.6 seconds, now 16.3 seconds. They're gaining so much in one lap, but they still haven't got the fastest lap yet, so that is something to take note of. And he still has the fastest lap even with the DNF. So if uh, if the rain does uh, if the rain does go even lower, Sak is very much in a bad position. We thought he could have had the genius strategy, but it might have just backfired on him here. 15.5 seconds. They're about to catch zero at some point around 3 or 4 laps because they're really, really quick. I think Hard and Inter are on the same pace here.
Yeah, they're actually very close. As I think Astor and Slat might be waiting for the medium tires at this point, as we are with 11 laps to go on the line.
Yep,
So it's
they
very close to the medium window
viable.
here.
Yeah, that's very viable. But we're looking at uh, sorry, Sak and Seb might get zero here. They're around 5 seconds off zero, and if zero hits, he's gonna fall down 7 seconds behind man 15. So he's very much in a bad situation here. Astro and Stat still fighting here. Are they gonna come in? Nope, not yet. So they're still fighting for the lead. Slat takes the lead of this race, I believe, into turn one. Nope, Astro holds on to it. And Zero
Zero
comes
is
into
in.
the pits. That's gonna put him down to P10. Sorry, P9. Way down
Let's
the
see if
order.
he's gonna choose the mediums here.
Yep,
Yes, he goes to the
medium
medium tires.
medium tires for Zero denial. We'll see how it is compared to Man 15, who's just come out of turn two.
Yeah, wow. Zero is
So far
very
down.
far.
Around 6 seconds down.
Yeah,
Astro and
counting, he
Slat.
was eight. He was 8 seconds behind Astro. So at the
Ast-
moment, Astro would be with Mark if he
if
beats,
the
of course.
yeah, if they pit, remember that the tire tire compound rule does not work here in wet races. So Astra and Slat might just be doing a zero stop, but I highly doubt it. As look at it, Sack has already half the gap, 10 seconds now. This might be looking good for either Sack or Sebastian Coetzee or
Oh, what a
Karsten
gain.
even.
Insensaki
9.3
is now
seconds.
9.3. Yeah. Massive gain for Insensaki, yeah.
Sack is now around a second ahead of Seb here, so Sack might be, just might be, getting that win. Too early to decide here, but Flat and Astro will fall down to around P8 once they pit. So yeah, they're
Yeah,
gonna be
still
just
13.
right by zero. So 13% rain. Oh, there we go.
Slat is in.
Slats come in. Astro is in a very bad position here.
See, Seb, of course, Sebastian and Slat are gonna. Insensak is gonna stay out, and they are ahead of Slat. Also,
Slat
Cassin is well ahead of Slat. Let's see if Mark is gonna be ahead of Slat. Yes, he is. Maybe even Fro M and Fitting. Let's look at them. Yes, they are well ahead. As now, both Fro and Fitting connect there. So Slat is gonna have a chance of passing. Let's see.
great
He
chance
goes
from
past
Slat.
Fro, and my Fitting is gonna stay ahead for now. But Slat is gonna have medium tires, and he is just 10 seconds behind Isensak. So we're gonna see. I think he still has a chance.
Has the
And
rain. Sorry.
yeah, the rain is gone. 1.1 and 2. Uh, I'm not sure if that's what he's saying, but he says 1, 2 gone. I'm not sure if he's referring to the rain,
Or to the
but
tires,
if
maybe.
he is, yeah, I'm not sure what he's saying, but yeah, let's look at the gap. If that is true,
They are
means Sensak is
improving.
gonna lose.
They are improving quite a lot here at the right
Yeah,
behind
yeah,
Astro.
yeah.
Astro.
Carson is gaining a ton of time also.
Flat
Yeah,
seems to be quick. He's already passed man 15 and probe auction, even though they corner cut to be fair.
Ooh,
And
Astro is
that's
ooh,
really
what a
quick.
loss by Astro.
Flat
Yeah,
is
look, he's losing 1 second in the corners. Yes, that's race over for us. So I think he's gonna be also well behind Slat now.
Flat
So
is
wrong call for him, unfortunately. I
Andy
see
must
he's shooting on a time
be
in the pits.
Andy must be rejoicing with this, but Zach is leading the race now. Is it gonna be inters or is it gonna be the medium tires for Astro?
Softs.
Soft tires, that
Ooh,
very
risky.
bold.
He's gonna go in all in. And Slat is gonna be well ahead of Astro. Also Mark, maybe even Fro. Yes, also maybe fitting. Let's look at Zero. It's gonna be
Yeah.
well ahead of Astro here.
At
So
the
Astro
moment,
lost. Astro's lost on 8 seconds only on that lap.
we may you might want to look at Slat here. He was quick earlier on. He's cleared Mark and Fro, and he might still be on the chance of win. Never mind
Oh,
that
he connected it.
he
He
corner
connected
cut.
it. Connected it.
I
Yeah, he has
immediately
lost
jinxed him, but there it
two
is.
seconds.
That's fallen behind Mark. We're still looking at who's gonna win, Sak or Seb here. Seb Division 2 winner and also won the Division 1 race back in Gisborne. Might have a chance for a second win, but Sak here might want to get this win here in Division 1 as well.
Yeah, Andy's saying the rain is gonna pick up in the last few minutes, and yes,
It
they have a
might
very
happen. Seb versus Sak here going into the hairpin was
Oh,
more
Mark is out.
confident.
Mark is out into the wall.
Mark
He's
has
gonna
to
be
hit the
down all the
wall.
way down behind us to down in P9. Very unfortunate for him. So we
Mo-
lost another contenders.
Mobile Controls has once again wrecked his race. But let's look at Astro. He's gonna clear Pro 0 and then 15 here. Maybe easily. We have to see, but that soft tire is gonna be a massive advantage. And Seb has taken the lead from Insane Sack. This might be a second win for Seb. This might be a first win for Sack in Division 1. So we're gonna see
Zero
that
time fast
zero.
lap the race.
Zero as the fastest lap, so clearly it's the slick tires that's
Konekat,
quicker.
ooh, massive Konekat for him. He was trying to go past Manfitio. Now he's gonna be under attack of Astro. So let's see if he can bounce that for that.
So there goes the only points Andy could have scored this race. So zero. It has the fastest lap then. Slat isn't gaining either, so I think he's maybe out of this race. But Sebastian Cateau has started to gain a little bit on Sack, and Sack seems to be struggling. So it might just
Yeah,
be, yeah, it might just be Seb's win this time around. A second now. Karsten, we're looking at Karsten. He might get second place here for Brianza. And this
maybe even a
year,
win
video
is
this one.
catching Sebastian.
Yep, Slat is just purple for Astro. He is pushing hard.
Who is very wide. He's gonna keep the position.
We have to
Yeah,
look
he's
at
on
that.
soft, so the soft are gonna die later in the race. And
Yep,
looks like the rain is gonna pick up later. So it's not over for any position right now. And since Sensaka is still there with Sebastian, also Carson is using the slipstream to catch up. Since Sensaka is struggling a bit with the lag, it looks like. But he's still like 1.2 behind
Karsten is
Sebastian.
catching. Karsten might have a chance here, but he's catching Sack, and if he clears Sack, he has a massive advantage over Seb. 1.8 seconds. It's a three-way fight. Three drivers that, to be honest,
Sensaka is wide.
I'm not expecting to win. Astro fastest lap, of course, on soft tires, and he's trying to catch a Slat.
Yeah, for the championship, of course, he needs more points as he can. As the
Three
final
drivers
lap
here.
of this race is going to be crucial.
Oh,
As this
Sack!
is a correct cut, Carson is going to be up to P2. And now he's going to see Sebastian Cato and see his first Division 1 win ahead of him. And he's going to push as hard as he can. Of course, Sebastian Cato has older tires than him. So Carson has a slight tire advantage right now. And the
But the
gap is
dirty
1.5.
air here, dirty air might just hamper him a little bit, but tire wear difference between Carson and Seb might just be the key here. 1.7 seconds. Sack is falling at 3.5. Astro is flying, but on those soft tires, which will not be good at the end, to be fair, but he's flying
Yeah,
out there. Another
he
fastest
needs to
lap
use them
incoming.
now. As he's going to lose later, as also Selati is catching. So it's not over for any position. As now Sensaki is losing a few tenths now on
I feel
Carson
sad.
and Sebastian.
I feel sad for Saka. He could have gotten the win had the weather gone his way. But here we go then. Will will Karsten actually get this win over Seb? Division 2 driver versus Division 1 driver in Division 1 for a win. Uh, who is gonna win this one? We've got 6 laps to go then of racing here in Rio.
Yeah, Carson is slightly in the slipstream of Sebastian Cato is 1.2
1.2.
now. As Sebastian Cato is going wide, he had to save a connect there as Asto does another fastest lap. And Slat is gaining quickly on everyone else. It's also us is gaining quickly, but
Karsten
it's gonna
is
die
less
later.
than a second. Karsten is less than a second. This is it for Karsten. Can he bring home a Brianza win here in Rio? He's on
Yeah,
9
hopefully
tenths.
so. But now he is closing and closing 9 tenths of a second, 8 tenths of a second now onto the last corner. Sorry, to these fast right hand corners and left hand corners, and very tricky to get it right here.
We look further back. Slad and Astro are catching Sack here. They might rescue 3-4 here. But maybe, just maybe, they can catch up to the front runners. But Karsten is
I think they
getting there.
can.
He is right there. 5 tenths of a second. 4 tenths of a second into sector 3.
Very late on the airpin. Who is gonna
That was
lose a bit
very
of ground, but
aggressive.
nice move there. Still
He,
4 tenths of a second now.
he
Yeah, looks
tried it.
like Seb is experiencing the hard drop as he has pitted way earlier than Carson, and is now Carson is losing the tire advantage, and now Slat is in P3 and 3.8 seconds behind Carson.
Really, really late on the
Oh,
brakes
Carson
there
to
for
the inside.
Karsten.
He's gonna lose the slipstream now. He needs to pass as soon as possible to not lose ground on Slat behind, who is on medium tires. Let's see onto the final hairpin.
And
Ooh, Sebastian is
Karsten,
wide. Let's see if Carson is gonna pull
Karsten,
a move. No, it's gonna going wide. He's gonna lose the slipstream now
he's so close, Karsten.
onto
Can
the
he clear
chicane.
Seb here? Great exit there from both
Sebastian covering
drivers.
the inside
Great slipstream.
onto the
Come
low
on.
one.
Into turn 1, Seb holds on to it.
Then Mr. Slightly wide. Very close battle. We have 5 laps to go. Slat is gaining quickly behind. Also, Asu is trying to go past Slat. Battles all over. Carson is gonna be leading for a brief moment as they are side by side coming onto turn 4. Carson is slightly ahead, but Sebastian is gonna have the the line into turn 7. Let's see if he's gonna pull a switchback. Slightly so. Carsten is well ahead for now, but Sebastian is gonna have the slipstream. Coming up to turn 8 and turn 9. Sebastian to the inside. Let's see if he's gonna keep it on the track. Yes. Let's see if
Further
Carsten is
back
gonna
here.
switch back onto turn 9. No, they're still side by side. Onto turn 10 and turn 11. Very
Great
close
fight
battle here.
between Seb and Karsten, but further
Oh,
back,
Carsten touched the wall. Carsten touches the wall. He's gonna keep it going. And this is good for Zlatan. And also, after it's going to pass Zlatan, it's up to P3. And he sees once again that P1 spot that he lost with strategy. And he's going to try everything to go back into that lead. But
this
now
is
Carsten
not
is
over
going
yet.
past Sebastian.
This is not over
Carsten
yet.
is going past
Four
Sebastian for a
drivers.
brief moment.
Four drivers are in
Ooh,
contention
Astro is gaining
still.
quickly. This is not over for anyone. Onto the airpin now.
Four-way fight, it seems, into the hairpin. Karsten takes the lead for Bianca, but will it be momentary as Astro and Stat are gaining so quick? He needs to run away from Seb immediately here. Karsten, if he wants to take this win. Astro and Stat are right there, but take note that
With the slipstream,
Slat,
Sebastian is going to try to pull a move. They're side
Astro
by
is
side to the line.
side by side. Yep, Astro has tires that might not make it to the end of the race, so he's not
Sebastian is
particularly
back
a
into the lead.
threat.
Nice pull by Sebastian on turn 1. He's back leading, but now Carsten, he is going to try to pull a move on turn 3. Yes, he does. He's going back into the lead. Let's see if Sebastian can respond once again. As Astro and Zlat are battling very closely to each other behind. As Astro is slightly ahead of Zlat for the moment, but
Astro
they're still side
might
by side.
be uh, under pressure at the final few laps, but is still gaining on Karsten as well. That's very impressive from Astro, who's
Sebastian is
on
wide.
that are not good at the end. Rain has increased according to Dust, so has Zach maybe got a chance here to get that
I
past
think he's
zero.
too far down.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah,
far
he's
down.
also on all the inters, so he's not going to have the grip advantage that he needs to go back. Maybe he can go past 0 later, but we see as Carsten is still there with Sebastian. Also, Astro is very close. I think the best one on this group is Salat, because he's gonna have the much better grip towards the end of the race, and it's gonna be crucial, of course,
Here we
as
go.
he's gonna
3 laps
need the
to
grip
go.
if the rain increases. As now Astro is still not yet in the slipstream of Sebastian. No, never mind. Sebastian is going wide on the airpin, so now Astro is gonna have the slipstream on Sebastian, and Sebastian also has the slipstream on Carsten. So you have officially a full car train for the lead of the race.
Four-car
As now we're
train with
gonna be crossing the line to
no,
be 3 laps to go.
Zach is struggling, so I don't think the engines are gonna work. He's getting passed by Man Pifting for P6, but this four-car fight might just might just be in Slat or Carson's favor because remember Astro is on the soft tires, which might die out at the end of the race. Sebastian on old hards as well, so keep your eyes out for Slat and Carson. They are the
Carsten is running away.
highly likely winners.
1.6 seconds is the gap coming off turn 7.
Yep,
And now
Carson
Astro and Slat are both gonna have a look on Sebastian as Dust is into the pits. I
is
think
it
he's
gonna be
going
a
to the
soft tire
inters.
fast lap? Yep, soft tire fastest lap for Dust. It's a valiant try to
Sebastian is
get
still in
that.
the 6th of Carson, but he's losing a bit of the corners. And now Astro is very close to him. I think anyone can win this on this top 4,
That's
as it's gonna be
fallen.
difficult conditions.
That's fallen off the
As we are,
team.
yeah, he's losing a bit of ground, so it's not very comfortable on these conditions as the rain is picking up.
Can Karsten hold on Astro? And Astro is just way quicker than Seb is. He's gonna have to clear him if he wants a chance of
Oh, Seb
getting
is wide.
through. Seb goes
Let's
really
see
wide.
if Zas is gonna pull a move. Carson is still trying to run away. 1.8 seconds is the gap. Coming onto the last hairpin.
2 laps to go then. Once we cross the line, Karsten is in the verge of a race win here in Division 1 form
16%. So still the
16%.
condition. So that's race over for Insane Sack. Let's see if he can maybe get P7. I don't think he will. He will stay in P8. But for now, it's still not over for the win. We are only 2 laps, as you say, lap 27 out of 28. This is probably the longest race in
Yep,
FRL history,
maybe.
as we are well past 50 minutes right now. I think we might hit 54 minutes later, but for now, the most important thing is the position here at the top, as Slat is gaining back on Astro, as
Yep,
probably
Astro
Astro is
stars.
losing now with the softs.
Astro stars are going off the cliff now, I think. So Splat will have the chance here, and Carson has the thing. Sebastian's been holding off Astro and Slat here, but
Yeah,
Carson's
crucial
running
for
away.
Carsten that Sebastian stays in P2. 2 seconds is the gap now. Sebastian is wide.
Here
Astro
it
is
comes.
gonna have a look on the inside. Let's see if he's gonna stick the move noise wide, and Sebastian's gonna be back ahead, as the gap is 2.2 seconds. With only 1 lap and 1 sector to go in this Rio race for the FRA World Championship. Let's see. It looks like Sebastian is still on Astro, so great race by him. I see Slat is still there, but looks like doesn't have the pace to pull a move on either of the two drivers ahead for the moment. But now Sebastian Cato and Astro still battling on the airpin, different lines. It looks like Sebastian Cato is gonna have the better line and keeping the position.
And we're going to the final lap of this race, and this has been a very, very exciting race. Unexpected winner, as I said earlier, Karsten here.
White flag,
White
lap
flag
28 out of
of
28.
this race. Who is going to who's gonna take P2 now? Carson's well ahead. And Astro makes a corner cut. Slat's gonna get ahead of
Who's
him.
that ahead? Yeah, good. Massive for the championship here. Crucial points for Andy, of course. Sebastian is slightly gaining on Carsten, 2.0 seconds. So it's still
2.0
not over.
seconds.
1.8, 1.8.
Has
Feeling
Carson
the
done it?
pressure on any of these drivers.
Has
Sebastian
Carson made a
Cato has
mistake, I
won
wonder?
plenty of races in this season. Carsten still yet to win a race in this season. He has won plenty in Division 3 East in the last season, pretty much dominating all the competition. But
Yep.
now it's a pressure for this season 5 between Sebastian Cato and Carsten. Sebastian Cato has already won a Division 1 race in Gisborne. Carsten is still yet to get this win.
Carson's maiden win in Division 1 is coming. 2 seconds now from
Yeah,
Carson to
one sector,
Sebastian.
final sector of this
Final
Rio
sector.
race.
This has been a really entertaining race. Very unexpected winner, I must say. To be frank, I did not expect Carsten or Seb to be fighting up there, and I was
Yeah, same.
expecting Flat and Astro to be fighting it out as soon as
On the
Andy
hairpin,
disconnected. On the
clean
hairpin,
by
no
Carsten.
problems
Let's
there.
look at Sebastian
Carsten
Cato.
is going now to the final double right-hander for his
4 corners
maiden
to
win
go.
in Division 1 for Brianza as well. Here comes
Yeah,
Carsten to the final
he has
few
a safe
corners.
gap.
Yep,
2.1 seconds.
it
He
is
sees the
over.
finish. He sees the finish. Going to the line.
Carsten, Carsten
Carson
wins.
is gonna win in Division 1 for
Great
Brianza
job
Course.
from
Sebastian Cato
Carsten.
takes P2, Gratis takes P3, and Astro takes P4. And Zero's gonna take P5. Fro takes P6, and Memphis is gonna be in P7
What
in
a
Zigzag.
race.
On the Inters goes to P8, and Mark is gonna be in P9. And Dust, let's see if Dust can take the fastest lap. Just curious.
I
Is
don't
both
think
is
I
green
don't
in
think
both sectors?
I don't think Dust is gonna get the fastest lap. Let's see him try anyway. So here we go. Will Dust get the fastest lap? He's weaving, so he's basically given up. So Karsten, what a win for Karsten. That's his first win in Division 1, former Division 3 champion, of course. What a win.
Yeah, what a race here.
Yep,
Once again, Division 1 bringing an amazing race here.
and an update.
Uh,
This
yeah,
race has gone around,
and it was streamed.
yep,
Incredible.
70 minutes of racing, it seems, from the BC. So that's a really good race, I must say. Karsten, what a job.
Yeah, incredible race by him. We have 49 minutes of racing.
That was a long race, and I had something very important that I have to do after this, so I'm not glad it went long.
Goodbye.
Okay, ending the
Wow, what
stream
a
now.
race.
I'm ending the stream now.
So thank
Okay.
you everyone